All right, hey, Action Figure Minute fans, happy May the 4th. I've been waiting a long time to do this. This is my Star Wars The Vintage Collection Haslab Ghost, and I have not opened this yet. Been waiting a long time to do it. I figured this is the perfect opportunity to do it. You've seen recently, I've opened up on the channel the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Fleet or Micro Galaxy Squadron Ghost and the Phantom 2 shuttle. So I have this ready, and we'll see how this big boy compares to this big boy. So let's check it out. I've got my handy dandy knife here. We're ready to go. So let's go. So this is actually really cool because I forgot that this came with the Phantom 2. It's been so long since I backed this. I remember it came with these carded figures because I had purchased the other set, what was it, Sabine Wren, and I believe it was Chopper on their retro card backs to match these ones. So yeah, this was again super cool. I forgot that it came with the Phantom 2, so it'll match what I have here on my Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron. So yeah, let's keep cracking it open. You know, it's always kind of weird, you know, for collectors to open up big mint in box grails like this, but yeah, very excited to keep cracking this open. And we gotta also love the vintage art on the box set here. It's so cool. It's kind of like a shame to open up this thing. I'm making sure this is recording. Okay, good, it is. All right, let's keep going. And I should also mention, say this, I'm filming this outside because this is such a massive box. So we're by my wife's lovely garden. Say good job, Action Figure Minute's wife, and her lovely little garden space. Everything's growing right now. It's spring. But let's start pulling out these packages and set them aside. Now, for you new viewers that are just checking out my channel for the first time, hey, thanks, I appreciate you checking it out. Please don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe button. If you've seen me struggling getting these in and out of the box, kind of moving slow, I had a shoulder surgery 7 months ago now, and I'm not sure if I would ever recommend getting it again. I don't know if I'm any better yet. I've heard it could take up to a year to fully heal up, but yeah, still not fully healed up yet. So, and this thing is a beast. It is big, it is heavy, and there's a lot going on here. So let's keep cracking. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. So after opening up this box, I just wanted to pause because, man, just how impressive the paint job is on these. Looks like they're the engines of the Ghost. The metallic green and the patina and the rust and the wash effects. It looks fantastic. And man, so awesome. Go ahead and set this aside. And let's peel off and see what's in this last box. And there she is. The big part of the Ghost. So I set the manual aside over here, and the manual's pretty small. Let me grab the mic. The manual is pretty small, especially compared to, with the Jabba's sail barge, the Katina. Just put that up in my face while I was talking. Sorry about that if you got feedback. But the Katina had a giant book with it. And I know it had a lot more going on, kind of like history and artwork and stuff like that. It's been a while since I've looked at it, admittedly. But this is actually very small. So it looks like this is probably going to piece together really quick. So let's get on with it. All right, let's see what we have here. So we've got the main part of the ship out. And what I might want to do, because these benches that I'm sitting on, they're concrete and they're rough as hell. They're super rough. So I don't want to nick anything up. So I might want to find one of these pieces of cardboards that I can maybe use to flip this up, because it looks like the first thing that we're doing is putting the legs, the landing gear, on this unit. So let's do that. Let's figure out where we can set this. Probably just use this. It's sturdy. Be careful. Be careful where you grab. You don't know what's going to open, especially if this is the first time handling one of these. That's what she said. All right. Gratuitous ass shot. So it looks like to do the landing gear, you have to pop little sections off, and the feet are, looks like the feet are all the same. So I guess let's just first pop all the landing gear off. How do we do this? Guess we'll use my blade tip to really get on there. So these are in here nice and snug, so I'm just going to delicately put that in there. So we got one thing off, just so it barely catches. Got two. 3 and 4. And again, any newer people to my channel, I open up everything I purchase. I don't keep stuff in box. This is for my collection. These are mine. Alright, so here's 2 legs. And let's see. Do they key in a specific way? It looks like there's notches on the legs. And this one matches the leg all the way back here, it looks like. So they are actually specific. Let's see. Is there a front back? Let's see if it'll even fit that way. Yeah, it doesn't fit that way, so okay. That is the correct way, and it gets in there pretty snug. Let's see which one this one is. This one's a double. This one has double notches on it. So it's gonna go right here. Let's find the other landing gear. All right. Here's another one. Hopefully this is all coming out as good as I can. Doing this kind of video for the first time by myself, and I think I've got a pretty good shot set up. And then this front landing gear doesn't have any notches on it, so it just pops right in there. And is it doing it backwards? There we go. Now that one actually clicked into place. Didn't get a click on any of the other ones, so maybe I can maneuver those in a little better. Not certain. That one did a little bit. That one did a little bit now. So yeah, I guess I just needed to kind of angle them in there and give it a little bit of extra. Thankfully that's not my hurt shoulder. Okay, so we're gonna move these little cover plates to the side so we don't lose these. And let's check out the next step. So the next step, I guess let's show you that too. So here's the step I just did with the landing gear. And now we're moving on to putting on basically all of the side panels of the ship. And it looks like the engines and so on and so forth. So let's see how we'll do this. My neighbor behind me, he's a cool dude. He's mowing his lawn today, which that's cool. Putting fertilizer down. I could have waited for him to stop to film this, but I was hoping the mic would do a good job not picking up that noise. So let me know. Is it doing a good job? All right, so on this page, we've got L2, L1, L3, R2, R1, R3, T1, T2, T3, stuff like that. So let's figure out how this works. Let's see if we can find left or rights first. Which ones are we finding first? And how do we know we found whichever one we found? Well, let's grab this one right here. Let's see if it gives me any indication on which one this is. Well, I guess we can look at how it would line up on the ship, and this has to be L2, and it should just, let's see here. Well, it doesn't match up there, so maybe that's not L2. So that's good. I mean, they've got these keyed, so dum-dums like me won't assemble it wrong. There we go. All right. So what are we working with here? That would have been R3. So I assume the next one in this box is probably R1. Let's go ahead and... Yep, that worked great. And then we should have, I would assume, this should be R2. There goes that. We're gonna have to retrieve that. And no, that is not R2. That must be L1. Yep. And they did a great job, without me saying here, engineering this ship. Hopefully you guys don't watch me do some sort of epic fail in real time here. Just stepped on one of my wife's plants. She's probably gonna love that. All right, so we've got those sections of the ship on, and now let us do the remainder of the sides. So we've got L1 for right here. That worked perfectly. And then we've got, all right, looks like we've got the other ones here. So let's see. So this is, again, this is pretty easy. You're not gonna mess this up because they don't let you mess this up. Go ahead and put this down, step over and step around. There we go. That one took a little extra persuasion to get in, and maybe I'm not putting these in the right order, but it is all working. Good thing those pieces were in protective wrap. I always wonder, like, when people do YouTube videos like this, are there viewers watching? Are they caring? Especially, this is a struggle to there we go, to kind of do this live. Again, putting my back to the camera so much. Sorry for that. Again, I'm a noob. Okay, so where did my directions go? Check it out. Holy crap. And this is heavy. This is heavy. It's solid. But where was I? Oh yeah, it was right here. So next we put on, looks like the engines. So if you could hear me or not, engines go on next. We grab these. This is what had, you know, that nice, real nice metallic patinaed wash to it. We do another little close-up of those. See if they'll catch in the light. Here I am doing all talking without the microphone. See if they'll do any catching in the light in terms of the metallic sheen. They've got a nice little plastic cover on here to protect, so that's cool. Spared no expense, the Hasbro team. And here's the other engine, the bigger one. It's kind of like a double decker. Most likely goes in the center, I would assume. All right. Gently put it down so I don't scratch any paint. There we go. Now, sorry about the paper blowing on the wind on that. Now with this one, you have to make sure you connect these in their smaller holes before you connect the bigger hole here. We would, as you know, I say on my channel, heat the hole, not the pole. But that's not happening with this guy. So I think it's lined up. Feels like it's lined up. Give it a little bit of... Get in there. Makes me wonder, am I doing it right? Let's try the other one. We switch sides over here. All right, I definitely had it on the correct side. There we go. Yahtzee. All right, and then the last one. This thing is a beast. So it's kind of hard to do, especially just kind of not wanting to break it, not wanting to force it, but then also using some force, and also with my labrum tear that I had the surgery for. There we go. So far, this was the most difficult part. Not bad, but as you can see, slight struggle. All right, moving on. We've got the engine components on. Slightly windy out here today, as you may have heard already. All right, so landing gear, check. It looks like now we put in the canopies, perhaps. I think this must have folded that. Yeah, okay. My directions were going backwards on me. Thought I was going crazy here. All right, so now we look for the canopy pieces, and we're going to go ahead and install those. So we'll probably want to spin this around so you can get a better view at it rather than me crossing my foot in front of the ship. And it's cool. I really like how, it came like this. It's got the landing gear open and down. How many times you've got to check out my bald spot I got growing today. All right, well, let's go ahead and find these canopy pieces. So here we are for the nose of the ship. Wow, well that was super simple. So I guess whenever you want to open it though, does it have a hinge? Let's see. How do you open this? So it doesn't really hinge open like the Millennium Falcon would open. You have to take the whole nose piece off. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's probably accurate, right? I know that the Hasbro guys did way more homework than me on this. I am not necessarily the expert on all these designs. I'm a collector of all things, but by no means an expert. All right. Easiest. Like a chin gun goes on next, perhaps. Chin gun I mean, we're already getting down to almost being done here. So I just installed the chin gun right here. Wonder how many of you, if you're watching this, are cringing every time I pick up and grab something, just afraid that I'm going to drop it. Because I am. Okay, so you can open the glass top canopy of this. All right. So we've got that section completed. And now it looks like we just go ahead and put some things on the inside, tables and chairs. So let me move my mic. So what we have left are literally tables and chairs and bunks and things like that. So let's get to it. All right, well, this has a lid. I'm not certain what they're showing me here. It kind of looks like this bed that I'll show you when I can. Has like curtains, but I'm not seeing my curtains. They must be hidden somewhere. Yeah, we'll find them. But what we do have, looks like we have a picnic table and chairs. Oh, okay. I see, it's on the other side. So there's the two bunks basically. Let's move in for the kill. Let's try and show you here. There's two bunks. There's the bunks that are right here, and then we're going to go ahead and rotate around, and then there's the bunks that are over here that have like the curtains on it, so they can have some privacy. Let's take off this back compartment. And this back compartment area now is where we put the tables and chairs. So these are kind of in there. So I'm opening up, there it goes, it popped out. I was opening up the picnic table and it was kind of in there. It feels like the plastic's a little thin, so I was a little scared at ripping that guy out. Now, what I'm not seeing is anywhere that this really clicks into secure anywhere, so it might just sit down. I really don't think there is, but maybe I'll discover it. And then there's stools in the little table. Where did I put those? There's the game table. Whoa. And that pops in, it has a plug. And then there's two stools as well. And again, those stools just, they're kind of there for the ride. Where in the world did I put my microphone? Oh, there's the microphone. So the stools are just there for the ride as well. Oh my, this is why you don't see many YouTubers doing this stuff on outdoors, but I figured this was a nice, beautiful day, and there's a lot of space out here. And then we have this old grandma rocking chair. I don't recall the grandma rocking chair from anything, but the grandma rocking chair just goes in the corner. So all this furniture is just kind of loose, rattling around in the ship from what I see. But yeah, that's it. Now we just move on to the Phantom 2. So go ahead and give you a look at just again the inside of the cockpit with again the tables and the chairs and everything, and my microphone just went for a run, but you just kind of set it in there. So let's now get the Phantom 2. And the Phantom 2, it's a very cool little ship. It comes with a tiny chopper that I believe he is removable. Yeah, he's just a little plug. We'll go ahead and get a close-up of him. My dried up fingers right now from doing all this stuff outside with the concrete. He's got these little, his arms are a little out and flailing. And we've got the cockpit here. It opens up too. Okay. And much like the Micro Galaxy Squadron as well, it has landing gear that opens up. The one thing I didn't care for about the Micro Galaxy Squadron one, I was kind of hoping you can have the landing gear down when it's on the ship, but I couldn't make it work. So it kind of looks like it's grasping onto the ship. So we'll see if it does that here with this one or not. Set him here. The fuck? You know what they say? The fuck? Almost got it. There we got it all. I think fine. I don't know. I feel like this should click in here better. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I shouldn't assume that it does. Alright, well, moving along. My microphone out of the way. Yeah, I knew that wasn't in there correctly. This is not flush. Go ahead and move this. Well, there we go. Okay. And now we take the Ghost and see. Yeah, with the Ghost you need to have the landing gear up as well. Which is probably accurate, both Jazzwares and Hasbro doing it this way. I don't know, it's just, I thought it would look cool to me. So there we have it. Man, this has probably been the most exciting video that you could have watched today on May the 4th, rather than watching any of the actual Star Wars movies. Maybe 2 people watched me open up this beast. So this is fantastic. I'm gonna do an undershot here. Do a Micro Galaxy Squadron comparison. The Micro Galaxy Squadron, of course, having far, far more weathering, and I'm sure there's all sorts of electronics that I need to figure out here next too as well for the Haslab. But man, this is massive. I know where I'm going to put this. It's going to take up a lot more space than I anticipated, though. So let's go. Well, I'm back, and I guess it doesn't have lights and sound. So, hey, it came with the Phantom 2, but didn't have the lights and sounds that I thought it had, but I guess we can't have everything. Micro Galaxy Squadron was able to put it in there for, well, what did I end up buying this for? I think the new retail price on this is, on the Micro Galaxy Squadron, is like $35. And they were able to put lights and sounds in their miniature ship, but not Hasbro. I don't know why. But let's do a quick little close-up of these. We got Zeb on his card back. Hopefully nothing happens here to the wind blowing in the background and making the other ones go awry. But man, I'll do some pictures so we can get some up closes. The paint apps on him on this card. I haven't opened my deluxe version, so I don't know if the deluxe version is the same, better, or worse, but that looks fantastic. All right, let's go to Canon. Or Kanan, said that wrong. Kanan's really cool because he comes with the 2 head sculpts. And also, I believe, his helmet for when he goes blind. Well, it looks like he's blind in both depictions here. So this is later on in the series, of course. And again, not an expert. I've watched all this stuff. I haven't studied it like I know some of you have, so don't burn me too hard. We got older Ezra here. All the card backs look to be the same. Are these numbered? They're not numbered. Which, oh yeah, they are. Has 004, it says on the back of this one. So maybe Has for Haslab. And Hera is 003. So Hera Syndulla. Love Hera Syndulla's colors, design, her outfit. Awesome. So hopefully those showed up good on camera. If not, I'll do an overlay. So that's that on opening up my Haslab. Let's go take it to its resting place in my diorama. All right, Action Figure Minute fans, here we are. The Ghost is now in my diorama I've been working on. You can see right here, here's my desk that I typically film from with my sloppy background. And here is my, what do you want to say, Tatooine sand table I've been working on building. And it's something I did, I don't know, a year or so ago, and I work on it when I can. Of course, making videos and doing all that stuff, but you're also getting a mini toy room view right now of the collection, which someday, I'm jumping over boxes as I'm filming this, because it's a cluttery mess. And someday I'm going to have to do an entire tour of my hoard and mess. And I still have another skiff that I need to open and find. But yeah, got my BMF right here and my Ghost right there. So guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Happy May the 4th. Let's go back over here so you can see my Star Wars wall. May the 4th be with you. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the new followers. And have a great rest of your day. Peace.